So welcome again. We are now going to discuss about the basic settings for pressure control ventilation. There is a lot of controversy whether volume or pressure is best, particularly with these patients in ARDS. The reality is that there is not much evidence to decide one or another. I have my personal preference, which is volume, but you can definitely ventilate per pressure as long as you know the problems that you can encounter. So let's go to the settings now. We're going to select pressure control. And then we're going to see that we have the rate as before, the PEEP as before, the FiO2 as before. The two things that change is our target, which now is not volume anymore, is a target pressure, which in this ventilator is above PEEP, but in some ventilators will be absolute top pressure. And then the inspiratory time is not split. There's no pause in pressure control. And we also have the rise time, which is the time it takes for the ventilator to fully pressurize to the target pressure, and the trigger, which have been activated to avoid problems with the simulator now as we play. There's a lot of literature saying that the patients that have pressures above PEEP and ventilate well with that, below 15, are better. There's a lot of talks about the injury of the shearing effect of high delta P's, high differences in pressure. The problem is that we don't choose our patient. We need to try to optimize our ventilation to achieve these, but actually sometimes might not be possible. So we're going to start with 15, and we're going to see if this is correct or not. Depends on the volumes we are getting on our readings. In terms of the I time, we will modify in this ventilator the I time and the rate. Therefore, the IE ratio will be here in the corner, and same, we're going to be aiming to a 1 to 2, 1 to 3. At the start, we might need to reduce that closer to a 1 to 1 if we have problems in poorly compliant lung patients. So let's start ventilation, and we are now in pressure control. And at first glance, you can see the curves are very different. So we're going to touch on these curves a bit later. But what I want you to focus on now is the volumes we are getting in this patient. This patient, we set up 23 top pressure on 8 of PEEP, so 15 of delta P. And we are getting tidal volumes in the 300s, which is fine. Let's put a situation now where our patient has a worse compliance, and we can do that again with our test lungs, increasing the height of the clamps. Our patient has lost compliance, we're still delivering the same pressure, but now our tidal volumes are much, much less. So it's very important in this mode that you set up really good volume alarms, because you run the risk that if the patient collapses or has any secretion, any atelectasis, any new problems in the lung, the volume is going to go down pretty quickly, and so will be the ventilation. In contraposition, if you manage to recruit the patient and all by a sudden the compliance improves, as we made it now, the compliance improves, then the volumes go up pretty much immediately, and you might be in the territory where the tidal volumes, particularly if you had to compensate by going up on your pressure control earlier, that your tidal volumes are going to be much, much higher, to a point that they can be detrimental for your patient's lung. So be very careful with the tidal volumes. I'll see you in the next video.